So I'm really excited to introduce next up some wonderful friends and colleagues from New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility, or NHBSR. Joining us today is their executive director, Michelle Vesey, an incredible champion for sustainable business from small to large across the state, and as well as her colleague Zina Ajos, who is going to talk about a fantastic tool that they developed a number of years ago, that's called Measure What Matters. And maybe talk a little bit about, as well about Just One Thing, because I think they have a wonderful program called Just One Thing that really encourages businesses to start in small ways and share what they're learning with others. So I'm going to hand over to Michelle and Zina. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Fiona for hosting this and bringing together so many sustainability leaders. It's really fun to see so many people, that are working in this area. I want to just take a moment just to set the context. What NHBSR is really all about, because we are people that are like all of you. We're businesses that are out there trying to do things a little bit better for our children, for our grandchildren, for the planet, for the greater world. So we're thinking about not only environmental issues, but we're also thinking about whether we're providing wages that support our families, whether we're providing policies that help support our families when they need to be home with someone else. And then we're also thinking about our communities and engaging with them deeply and understanding what their needs are right now. So we have a wonderful series that's running right now that is free to everyone, and I want to invite you guys to take a look. It's called Pathways to Prosperity, and it is a monthly webinar that talks about issues that are critical to our communities and things that we as businesses need to be thinking about and how we can have an impact on those areas. The webinars that have already taken place have been recorded, and so they're a resource that you can access on our new website, which I can thank Stoutheart and Richardson Media Group, who is doing our SEO for. So we're trying to live the develop local, stay local, support our local businesses, and they have done a fantastic job. So if you go to nhbsr.org, you can find those programs. We also run things like climate action challenges and diversity, equity, and inclusion workplace challenges, which are great resources for you to be able to understand how to integrate some of these issues into the work that you do. Whether you're a small business, a sole proprietor, or you're growing and trying to bring different employees kind of to a level of understanding that you'd like to have them at. So we're really excited to be able to offer all of that. And I have to say that it's because of support from companies like Hypertherm, and you might hear from Normando Associates later. Their support allows us to provide some of these programs to you for free. So please take advantage of them and learn from them. And we hope that you'll find value and want to be a member in this organization, because it's a great group of businesses. So please stop by and see us. But today we want to talk about Measure What Matters. And I know Fiona said we developed this, but I want to give credit back to B Lab, who actually is the organization behind the certified B Corps that you've heard a little bit about so far. They actually, when we first developed this, blessed our work to really take a subset of the questions that are in the B Impact Assessment and use them kind of as an on-ramp for people like you that are just trying to start to get involved in sustainability or have made some progress, but you're not quite to the point where you're ready to do the B Corp certification. So we really stand on the shoulders of other organizations, and really, I think we've continued to develop it, but it's important just to let you know that we collaborate a lot with a lot of the organizations that are here today. Sarah Johnson is on our board of directors. She's here with DES. So please make use of all of these great organizations, and especially the stuff that UNH is doing. We partner with them all the time on sustainability initiatives because they deliver to businesses very valuable information and opportunities. So it's something that we love to refer our business partners to. So I have invited Zena to be here with us today because she is the expert. She is our program manager. She's the person who developed the programs that I've been speaking of. And so she's going to talk more about Measure What Matters and how you can really use it as a tool to understand where you're at and where you can be. Like, what are the things that you can do in order to really elevate your sustainability efforts?
Hi. So it's nice to see a lot of familiar faces because we have a lot of members here and a lot of board members and committee members. I have 3 Measure What Matters committee members in the room. And we are a mighty staff of 3. So it takes a lot of members that work with us on these committees to make the work happen and all these programs run. The Measure What Matters, as Michelle said, started as a subset of the Be Impact Buddy questions because we realized that it's a good way to build a framework. And we started the day talking about the business case for sustainability. Now we're going to move to the how. You're sold on the business case, how do you do it? So we talk about people, planet, profit, and the 3-legged stool, as they call it. But companies sometimes have a not so stable stool. One leg is more focused on than the other. And we developed this because we knew that going after a B Corp certification is a big endeavor, and we need to give you some baby steps or guide you along that journey with practical policies, practical solutions that you can implement. So while it is a survey, it actually asks about practical initiatives and policies that you have. So while you're taking the survey, it's triggering ideas in your mind of what you could be doing for your sustainability. So we have measurements across 6 categories. We've developed the survey and improved it based on feedback over the past 4 years of people who have taken the survey. Our members have told us, we love this, we're not interested in a B certification, but we are interested in more environmental focus, or we want a deeper DEI dive. We realized also the climate focus, so we separated some categories. We put more questions to make it more relevant for our members and our companies. And new this year, we're doing channeling through the survey so that it will make it ask the questions that are relevant to your specific company. So it's you're a sole proprietor. You don't have to answer the workplace practices for employee benefits or all the other questions. If you are leasing your building, it asks you a different set of questions than if you have ownership. So we now have the ability to make it a bit more relevant, but we ask across 6 categories: climate and energy, environment, workplace, community, governance and transparency, and DEI. So there's a lot there that we cover. And while it's not industry specific, these are basic starting points for companies to gauge where they are in these categories. We also produce a white paper with aggregate results from the answers that we get. We had 60 respondents last year, and the aggregate paper provides us with insight on trends. So while we saw a lot of commitments for climate, we saw lagging action in some of the areas. We saw that big companies were more able to make these climate commitments than the smaller companies. So we tailor our programming based on the feedback that we get from the survey, and we provide you with that white paper. For our members, the past 2 years, we've been providing customized reporting. So they get benchmark reports of how they rank versus other companies in their category. And it's very hard having Hypertherm in the large company category because they won the overall award last year, which is another thing this survey feeds into our sustainability awards. So we do want to recognize those who perform and who are the leaders in each category. So what is it that you actually ask questions? There's copies, and I want you to go to our table and take one of these leaflets about Measure What Matters. It has a QR code that will take you to our actual survey. But we also have on nhbsr.org/MWM, you can go there and see the PDF version of the survey. And what we do is, different companies use it in different ways. So to get the answers for a small company, you might be a manager that knows all your benefits, everything about your product, and have all that information in one place. For a large company, we usually find that they need a committee or a meeting with a pizza lunch. It's about half an hour worth of time, so it's a lunch meeting, but you have to have the right people in the room. So maybe your facilities manager, your HR manager, and some higher managerial position. So if you have them all, or sustainability manager, if you have them all in one room, what you do is you first start conversations that probably were siloed and were not talking to each other in the first place, and then you start finding out relevance of these questions to each other in different categories. And what our companies do is they basically go back and ask for their submitted answers, and they go through, and some of them have built a sustainability plan based on what they're lacking. How would you go about doing that? What Julian said was materiality. So you go back and you see what is important for your customers, what is important for your suppliers, for your own employees, and you focus on that. What is your mission? And you look at the list and you see there's some easy wins. We could do this, this, and this, and pack those first. Or you say, we're professional services. We really don't have that many facilities. Our carbon footprint is not that huge, but we can treat our workers better. We can connect with our community better. So you can focus on the things that matter to you. And we have two samples that I want to call on. A sole proprietor, Colleen, for the experience that she's had filling out Measure What Matters. And then if Marianne from Normandy can come up and talk to us about a bigger company.
Hi, all. I'm Colleen. I am the only person in my consulting. Okay. Hello, everyone. I own SpherePoint Strategies. It's my consulting company. I'm the only person. I don't have any employees or contractors. So a lot of sustainability advice, like here are the benefits you provide to your employees, and here's what to do with your 50-person office is not very applicable. But the Measure What Matters survey, I was able to put in that I'm the only person in it. So it actually went by very quickly for me, as I didn't have to answer any questions about my employees. My remote office is just my house, so I was able to answer the questions appropriately concerning that. But then I am able to sort of use the responses to guide what business development efforts I do engage in on my own, and also see what are sort of the questions that my clients might be looking at as well.
Hi, I'm Marianne Bradley. I'm the head of marketing at Normandy Associates on Outdoor Sustainability. So that's why I'm here today. And we're a company of 150 employees, so that puts us in a large company category. And I can say just the act of filling out the survey was so helpful for us identifying gaps and things we weren't tracking, things we weren't thinking about. It also let us know that we provide our employees with so many benefits comparatively to other New Hampshire businesses. That's something we can look at too. So it's been hugely valuable for us. We've even incorporated some of the graphs that we get into our sustainability report. And since now you can get, the individualized report over several years, you can see your growth in different categories. So that's something that we're incorporating into our report as well. So it's been super helpful for us.
Thank you.
So
The Measure What Matters, just to be clear, is open to all. It is free and open to all, so everybody can take the Measure What Matters, and the white paper is offered to anyone who takes the Measure What Matters. So you don't have to be an NHBSR member to do so. The customized reporting, you request and you get the customized report after. The white paper is free and included to everyone as well. Any other thing that I forgot? No. The one thing I want to say is after you go into the initiatives, for example, in environment, we ask you about waste or other things. You go into resources in our website and we provide you with waste audit procedures or webinars on how to do so. So beyond just providing you with the simple initiatives and recommendation list, there are resources on our website that we refer to that you could go and figure out how to do this. The best thing about our community of practice is the willingness to share lessons. So if you're stuck on some of this stuff and you come to us and say, I really want to work on this climate thing, I heard that Hypertherm is doing these green champions. We connect you and we make sure that you learn together and they share any experiences, any experts that they've used, any methods that work for them. So being part of a community that's willing to share the lessons and understand what your challenges are, because it's not always clear, the payback, but seeing someone that's already done it helps making your case better for management.
Yes.
I just want to add on one quick thing. Fiona mentioned our Just One Thing. We are an organization that really tries to get everyone involved. So whether you're just starting or you're a leader, there's somebody all along the way. And Just One Thing is an opportunity for you to share a story about something that you might have done within your organization or your community. And it's something that gets shared out to everyone. The top stories, of which Fiona is a judge for selecting those, actually get to present at our Sustainability Slam, which is held annually. It's really
Best event of the year.
It is such a fun event, but it's a fun way to kind of share ideas. And again, you don't have to be a member. So we're just trying to share resources and help lift everyone up. So I hope you guys will take advantage of it. Thank you.
Well, I'd love just to open up to see if anyone has any questions for Michelle or Zena. Yeah, over there.
What does this result in?
Yes, so we have Maine members and they've already taken the Measure What Matters. So it's not location specific, so you could take it and we have a lot of Maine members. We are New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility, but there is no equivalent in Maine and Massachusetts, so we welcome members from other states as well. The deadline, I have to say, is January 5th, and I know it's a 20 to 30 minute, maybe 15 minutes for a sole proprietor, but if you need help, committee members are willing to answer any questions, or you can always come to me. If you're a past Measure What Matters submitter, we provide you with your baseline from last year, so it makes it much easier to answer the questions and you don't have to reach out as much to answer the details. But if you go ahead and do it, you might qualify for an award if you're a leader in one of these categories. We have the awards coming up in March, so put it on your calendar.
Are there any other questions for Michelle or Zena? Yes.
The deadline is January 5th,
2024.
January 5th, 20, so they do it once a year.
Yes. We try to collect the data in the last quarter of the year, so it's an equal comparison. So the Measure What Matters usually opens in end of September all the way till the beginning of January. And then you can always have a PDF version of the survey, but in order to qualify for reporting or comparisons, we get our submissions during that time.
I want to just sort of lift up a couple of things that you both have said. One is, the value of this. It's such a low barrier to entry. It's free. It'll take you somewhere from half an hour to an hour. So it's a really wonderful way to collect some of that critical data that you need to be able to figure out, like, where do I go from here? It's a wonderful sort of entry point into this work. And secondly, I want to sort of echo what Zena said about, the field of sustainability is still relatively young. We're all figuring it out as we go, right? UNH is proud to be one of the top universities in the country, but there's a ton of things that we're not perfect in. There's a ton of things we're still figuring out. And this is about a community of practice that is in this together. It's a really fun, values-aligned group of people who is very generous and loves to share. And so I just want to sort of say how much I appreciate New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility and all of the programming they offer, all of the wonderful members that you get to meet through that organization. So if this is a journey that you're interested in being on, really encourage you to become a member or just start going to some of the wonderful events that they hold every year. You'll connect with so many great people if you do. So thank you, Michelle and Zena, so much for all that you do.
Thank you.